Okay, so we're going to replace the GFI here in the kitchen that keeps popping. Got a big tangled mess in here. Get this wire untwisted here, so. And they have our ground wires crimp sleeved already, but we are going to twist them just so that they're better connected there. There we go. And we'll make up our tails. Okay, we'll get our first two wires together here. Get our two blacks together like this. Twist them together. Get our third wire in here. Get our insulation even at the top here. We'll twist them so that they're even here. See how that's all nice and even. We'll cut the ends off so they're even. Put our wire nut on. Make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. We can turn it with our pliers here. So we're going to put a separate, the GFI here, a separate one. There we go. Now we'll get there's our first tail, and we'll get our second tail together here. Here. Insulation even at the bottom here. Get them started here. Get our insulation even at the bottom. Get them all nice and even here. See, we'll clip them so they're even on the bottom here like this. So all our insulation's even at the bottom and our copper's even at the top. We'll stick our wire nut on here. Put this back into our box out of our way. Okay, we'll get our ground wire, zigzag back and forth here. And we have a nice brand new GFI, and we're going to hook it up single station. So we'll take our sticker off the bottom screws here. We'll just make sure these screws are tight, they're out of the way of everything. And these will go on the line, black will go on the black screw, white will go on the silver screw, and this ground wire will go on the green screw here. Clip a little off of this. Okay, so we don't have to strip that much wire off of these, so we'll just take a little off our black, a little off of our white. We'll just hold it up to our device to make sure it's stripped long enough. That one is. That one is. So we'll put our black one under the where it says line to the brass terminal here. I could take a little bit more off of that because I don't want any copper behind it. I'll take a little more off of this one. You can put 2 wires under these because it has 2 slots, but we're only putting one in, so we're putting our black one under the brass line, or the black line screw like that. We'll come over this way, we'll put our white wire under the silver one. We'll make sure we don't get that insulation under the pressure plate. Okay, so we will put it in this way, fold them up, and then we can fold it down. And we'll get this ground wire under our green one here. I have it a little bit shorter so that it goes in the box without getting in the way of other wires here. I want to make sure our copper is coming up to the top here. Okay, it's up at the top there. Yep, our copper's up at the top, so now we can push this into our wall here. Keep that ground wire away from everything here. Make sure it's nice and tight here. Okay, now we'll go up here and do this one. Wow, look at the very sloppy connections we have here. See how the insulation is caught under the screw heads? So we'll cut a piece of Romex here for our tail, and we'll stick another GFI in here, and we'll take our wires off the screws here. And that screw wasn't even tight. Okay, our ground wires are twisted okay there, so if I can't get my, oh, here they are. Okay, we'll open our wires up here, get ready to make our tails. We'll get our tails out of here. So we'll get our insulation even at the bottom here. Okay, we have our first one stripped. We'll get our insulation even at the bottom here. Twist them so they're all nice and even here. See how they're going all nice and even. I'm going to clip the bottom here so they're all even on the bottom here. Put our wire nut on, make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. I hold the tail so that the twist stays even inside the wire nut. Okay, there's our white wires. Okay, we're going to get our black wires out together here. Get them even at the bottom here. Strip our number 12. Okay, we'll clip them so they're all even here. Make sure our insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire nut. And we'll just tighten this wire nut up. Again, I hold the tail so that everything stays even inside here. Okay, so bring this down so it goes down here on the bottom. We'll put our tails into the box. And back out of the way here. Okay, so we'll take our tape off the load side here. And let's make sure these screws are closed all the way. And we'll put our black and white to go on the line side. Okay, see where it says line? We're going to put our black line in the black terminal like this. And make sure we don't get our insulation caught under the pressure plate there. Nice and tight like that. Get our white one under the white terminal here. Make sure we don't get our copper under the, or insulation under the pressure plate. Make sure our copper is coming through. Okay, now we can get our logo up and down here with our black and white. A little bit, we'll push it back. We'll get our ground wire under our green pressure plate here. I'm going to have to do this one left-handed because it's shorter. And I see the copper coming through the bottom of the pressure plate there. Okay, now we can push this into our box. See our ground wire is staying down all the way of everything there. All right. How's it going? Good. I got those two down there.
Were they bad or?
No, just very poor connections. I'm making each GFI single station operated, so that way they're not in series.
These will fit back on.
Oh wow, I'm going to bring the camera down close and show you this connection. That was no good. Wow, that was no good.
Or bad connections.
Okay, so we'll unhook this here. Now this outlet is within 6 feet of the sink, so we do need a GFI over here too. We'll strip off some of this mangled insulation here that was under the screw heads.
Last night? Well, I only had 2 last night. I said, here, buddy, you want one? You're like, oh, okay.
Okay, we'll get our insulation in at the bottom here. Get our insulation in at the bottom here.
I know, Grandma. Come on, Brian.
Okay, we'll put this so it's even here. Make sure insulation goes up into the bottom of the wire. Back out of our way here. Put our ground wire back up. They did a good job twisting our ground wires together.
Outside. Outside. Here you guys go. The school bus ain't like.
The insulation even at the bottom here. We'll start our twist, get them even. Okay, I'm gonna clip them so they're even on the end here. Make sure insulation goes into the bottom.
Colors going in or out? Coming? Come on. This way. The bedroom. Good one. Outside or inside? Inside or outside, the balls? One. You see some here. This goes in. Well, here, Brian. Well, get
There
that.
we go. Put that little tails in. Okay, now. Okay, so we're going to take our tape off our load screws here. We'll just make sure the screws are tight so they don't flop around and hit something we don't want it to touch. So we'll put our black line up here where it says line. Make sure we don't get the insulation under the terminal here. Tighten it up. Okay. Over here, we'll put the white under the silver colored screw here.
If you need something, let me know. I'll let the dogs out the living room so you can run.
Okay. Okay, so there's our white on the silver one there. We'll get her up a little bit. Get our black and white, we'll go back down with them. And we'll get our ground wire and our green. main terminal here. You guys see the copper coming through under the pressure plate there, which I do. Turn it and make sure it's tight. And now to put it into our box.
I wonder what the sound system was built in all the connections.
I gotta just twist this outlet so it goes in flush here. I'm gonna unscrew it here. There we go. And our ground wire staying down away from everything here. Alrighty, so that's how to put GFI receptacles in an existing kitchen here in the country I was born in. Peace.
Babe,
Thanks for watching.
did someone damage our fireplace?